Acts 2, 42 to 47, the life of the fulfilled. The passage presents a portrait of a people standing at the turning of the ages. The long anticipated promise has arrived, not as shadow, but as substance. What had been spoken through the prophets now breathes in living form among a gathered people. This is not merely the beginning of a movement, but the manifestation of a completed work unfolding in real time. They continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, in the breaking of bread, and in prayers. The steadfastness described here is not rooted in uncertainty or striving, but in clarity. The apostles' teaching was not an evolving system of effort, but the proclamation of what had already been accomplished in the death and resurrection of Christ. Their doctrine centered on fulfillment. What God had promised to the fathers had now come to pass. Fellowship flowed out of this shared reality, not as a condition to maintain standing, but as the natural expression of a people who had been brought into unity by a finished reconciliation. The breaking of bread stands as a continual recognition of that completed work. It is not a repeated attempt to secure favor, but a remembrance grounded in finality. In the same way, prayers arise not from distance, but from nearness, a nearness established once for all. Then fear came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were done through the apostles. This fear is not the trembling of uncertainty before judgment, but the awe that accompanies divine fulfillment. The signs and wonders were not ends in themselves. They testified that the age of promise had reached its appointed goal. The power displayed confirmed that what had been spoken beforehand was now being realized in their midst. Now all who believed were together and had all things in common, and sold their possessions and goods, and divided them among all, as anyone had need. This unity reflects more than social harmony. It reveals the passing nature of the old order. The holding of possessions loosely corresponds with the understanding that what was visible and tangible belonged to a system nearing its conclusion. Their generosity was not legislated obligation, but the overflow of a people who recognized that their inheritance was not rooted in material structures, but in what had already been secured beyond them. So, continuing daily with one accord in the temple and breaking bread from house to house, they ate their food with gladness and simplicity of heart. Their presence in the temple marks a transitional moment. The old structure still stood, yet its purpose had been fulfilled. They gathered there not to perpetuate what was fading, but as witnesses to its completion. From house to house, a new reality was taking shape, a community no longer defined by external boundaries, but by an inward, shared life. Their gladness and simplicity arise from the absence of striving. There is no burden of achieving what has already been given. Joy becomes the natural atmosphere of a people who stand in what has been accomplished rather than what remains to be done. Praising God and having favor with all the people, and the Lord added to the church daily those who were being saved. Their praise is rooted in recognition, not anticipation. They are not waiting for completion, they are living within it. The favor they experience among the people reflects the visible beauty of a life shaped by that reality. The adding to their number is not the gradual construction of something incomplete, but the gathering of those who are being brought into the awareness of what has already been secured. Salvation here is not a distant hope, but a present participation in a finished redemption. In this passage, the community stands as a living testimony that what had been promised has come, and what has come has brought with it a new way of being, one grounded entirely in the sufficiency of what has already been accomplished.